Oh, hey there, stranger. You got back here quickly. Has it been a week already? Oh, you need to know what happens next. I can see it in your eyes. Yeah, Jonathan and Wade. They got those effects on people. When Change and Stone walk into town, well, they either leave as heroes, or more likely, fugitives. Where did we leave off? Oh yes, I do believe our boys started a war. It's so easy to start wars these days. Shoot the wrong leader, and before you know it, you've just brought an entire city to its knees and an army of mutants on your tail. Yeah, they're on the road now, with a librarian, no doubt. Want to know what happens next? Yeah, sure you do. Well, remember, you might call them Change and Stone. But to me, they'll always be terrible warriors.
Terrible listeners, hello, it's Derek the Bard from the Edmonton crew. Thank you for joining us for the season premiere of Season 2 of The Adventures of Change and Stone, aka the sequel to our very successful Deadlands game, this time using Deadlands, Hell on Earth, the Wasted West. None of us actually remember what the rock music that our intros and extras use sound like, so we all just sound like idiots. And I am joined with my players,
Will Mitchell
and Wesky on the 404s.
And as we left our heroes, Jonathan Change and Wade Stone, they were driving away with the rogue librarian Nathan Salt from the Battle of Carson City as it was being besieged by mutants that they kind of riled the fuck up. And you drive mostly along the railroad tracks towards Sacramento. It's about 6 or 8 hours it takes to drive there, but it's not actually that bad.
Okay.
Salt's very modded Range Rover is designed for just this sort of transportation.
And you know it actually works.
Yeah.
And there is a direct railway line that goes between Carson City and Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, you manage to avoid the mutants, and it gets into the day. And you just get a fair bit of desert. It starts to get a bit better as you get towards Sacramento. And Sacramento itself is another wasteland town. It's got fortified walls. More specifically, though, it has a giant fortified library made out of multiple buildings that are on the outskirts of town. And this is like getting into the Citadel in Fallout 3.
Right.
There's the huge junk, or into Diamond City, there's a huge junk gate that slowly comes up to let you guys in as Salt sends out some kind of signal on his phone, on his weird, like, pane of glass, Stark-style tablet phone. And you drive inside and into a motor pool.
Cool.
And he gets out and hitches up his backpack, passes off one of the sacks of documents and some of the stacks of books to the two of you, as you are relegated to carrying stuff duty.
Oh yeah, with my entire one strength.
He's much stronger than you.
Oh yeah.
Kind of just like looking around the place, like, it's kind of a ruin, but in some ways this is a little bit nicer than some of the places we've been.
I'm just like, ooh, books.
Well, the motor pool is well maintained.
Yeah.
And they're all like wasteland vehicles, so they're all modded trucks and jeeps mostly. Everybody's wearing that same kind of like roughened clothing that everyone in the wasteland wears, but with a bit more of a academic bent to it. There are some people who are even just wearing glasses with no lenses in them as almost like a fashion statement.
Nice.
And everybody has books. And everybody has those weird pain tablet phones. And Salt leads you inside.
Hey, Salt. My little patch here is starting to itch something fierce. Y'all got a doctor?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sure that I can find you someone to provide you some basic medical treatment. We'll, of course, take that out of your fee.
Well, you did mention there'd be equipment involved.
Yes, equipment like anti-radiation pills. And
all right.
proper treatment, etc. Wes, give me a straight up blah, 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 as I look at your sheet.
Smarts?
Yeah, let's give me smarts.
All right. 4d8. Ooh, there's at least 1 8 there. 12.
Cool. It occurs to you that if you wanted to find out more information about this Darius Hellstrom character, this might be the place to do it.
Is there like... can I look through some of these books?
Oh, no, but we do provide reference services.
For a fee.
For a fee.
Alright. I want all your information on Darius Hellstrom.
That's quite a bit.
I know. And I think you're going to give me a fair price for it.
You're going to try and persuade him?
Sure am. Persuasion of 60-10.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, man.
6? Well, you only need a 5. Well, yes, I'm sure you have been... Oh, no, there's a 7. That's fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Well, you did put yourselves in considerable danger to assist me, and you did actually assist me in getting out of Carson City before it was locked down. I'm sure that I can see that you receive a reasonable rate on your research.
That is perfectly fair.
Salty.
Salt.
Sorry. If my hunch is correct, and if Change's on the same track I am, your information will be considerably more valuable if what we're looking for pans out too.
How so?
Well, we got a suspicion that inside your information, there's a lot of things about Darius Hellstrom that y'all don't know.
Which we could fill in the blanks.
Well, it's entirely
Connect
possible.
some dots.
You arrive at a building. Outside is a plaque. It is
Oh, God. The Darius Hellstrom Institute.
the Brian Lee Scholes Memorial Library.
Nice.
And there's a statue outside of a man. He is literally shielding a stack of books with his body, and holding a shotgun in his hands.
The shotgun, the traditional weapon of the librarian.
Yes, we've now established this in this game.
Yeah.
Are you a good shot? No, that's why I shoot a shotgun.
Why I carry a shotgun? I don't have to see well. I just have to point it in your general direction and pull the trigger.
Nothing says quiet in the stacks like double-aught buckshot.
Hey man, you should see some of the shit that we get up to and that my classmates got up to in library school. Believe me, it is not the stage shushing librarian anymore.
Oh, no, of course not.
And you walk inside, and he talks with someone at the front desk, and his pack is rapidly unloaded, and your stacks of books are passed over, and the documents are passed over, and then they bring out a scanner, and he just taps his phone to it, and the scanner itself is also this really high tech piece of just like glass, and it just starts scrolling up little thumbnail images.
In later months, because the fans of the show would be pretty obsessed with it, they piece through it. It's all just lorem ipsum. All of it. They were super lazy on this. They spent so much money on the Marshall Morin flying the car scene that they just didn't have
blowing
money.
up the mutants
and
shit.
blowing up the mutants. They just didn't have the money for a graphic designer for all the like high tech bric-a-brac, and so it's all just like WordPress pages highly modified.
Wait a minute, why was everyone sending telegrams that said the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog?
A lot of pictures of boats.
Boats. Why is all of the footage that they keep finding just old black and white Three Stooges reels?
and some computer animated thing with a rabbit?
Yes. Yeah, no, we found holes in the show's special effects budget. Because they were in they managed to come in under budget for the first season, so HBO reduced their budget.
No good deed goes unpunished.
And they figured, hey, we don't have Mr. Strix to deal with anymore with his phantom cards. But then at some point they just decided they really liked this one character for special effects. Indeed. Well then, if you would like to wait, I'm sure we'll be able to provide you with the proper reference documents, and we'll have a doctor see to you.
Thank you much.
And you wait, and the doctor shows up, leads you into a side room that looks like it might have once been a janitor's closet, but is now actually being used to patch up librarians who are coming in to drop stuff off. And you get checked over, you get some radiation. You basically get your good old-fashioned rataways.
Nice.
And you get to sit and wait.
Yeah. Stone comes back and sits down, and he's got like a thing of water and pops open a little thing of pills. Turns out I got worms.
I've been telling you that for weeks, but you wouldn't listen to me.
I'm just saying, it's perfectly good water.
So I imagine the music that's playing right now is like do 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 do.
Oh no, they shuffle playlists.
Oh, okay.
So you actually do get some modern stuff. You get some jazz.
They get the Katy Perry track that Salt was singing ad nauseum. in the desert.
If I hear this song one more time, I'm gonna shoot that librarian.
Yep.
And eventually a librarian comes around pushing a cart. And on the cart is a computer. It's just like a PC. It's she cables it into the wall, types in some stuff, puts her back to you, types in some stuff. All right, I've given you access to all our digitized records on the subject of Dr. Darius Hellstrom. This might take some time for you.
You don't really know, lady.
I will be more than happy to take the time I need. Thank you very much.
Okie dokie. So what do you got? Do you got...
Search?
Well, Stone's going to just sort of like look at the mouse a bit. Now, I've seen people use these.
Yeah, you want to give me... No, just give me a straight... I'm going to say knowledge check.
Well, so my whole 1d8.
Maybe give me your academics occult. Sure, why not? So you'll roll 5d8.
Yeah, okay, that's not awful.
Academics occult, it's a Hackintosh.
Oh.
I just watched the Steve Jobs movie. I have a whole new level of hate for Apple and everything about it. Looks like the highest I rolled was a 6.
Okay, well, it takes you some time.
Handpacking.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's handpacking, but you at least know the occult details of what you're looking for. And you come across a newspaper photograph of Dr. Darius Hellstrom. And in the background, you spot Harlan Bliss.
What's the date on
Is this a color photo?
No, this is a black and white.
Oh, okay.
This is definitely a black and white photo of him. And this is from like 18. This is from a couple years after you guys were gone.
All right. So they were friends.
Yeah. And,
What's this article about, specifically?
It's talking about the opening of a
Spirit Juice Distillery?
no.
I guess that's
Like
right.
advances in ghost rock made in Dr. Hellstrom's labs in Salt Lake City.
Right.
Well, this is some solid proof that he was alive back in our time. You reckon there might be something for us in them labs?
I don't know if it's anything like what happened over at the last city we went to. Probably nothing good.
Well, yeah, but it occurs to me, Change, that if we were to be able to go back, a lot of roads don't just go one way,
Yeah. The person to know would be point at the screen. This guy right here. Tap tap, Dr. Hellstrom. The question is, where was he last seen, and is he still alive?
Well, if he did all of his work out of a laboratory in Salt Lake City.
Well, let's see if I can find where his laboratory in Salt Lake City was.
Yeah. There are records on that. You can find an address. I mean, Salt Lake City is definitely not in the same condition it once was anymore, but...
All right. I'm just gonna peruse the rest of the articles and see if there's anything else that sticks out.
basically, he is your typical. Keeping in mind that his life was of a slightly more Mormon bent.
Yeah.
Tony Stark or
Mormon Elon Musk.
Mormon Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Mormon Elon Musk, if Mormon Elon Musk dealt in nuclear weapons
And was an immortal villain of some sort.
Well,
we can't prove he is. But so far.
it looks like what happened with him is that he found a way to preserve his head and his brain after his death in like a robot body.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, this is public knowledge.
He's Mr. House.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but he's a little bit Mr. House. He's a little bit Helsingard from Atomic Robo.
Yeah.
He's a little bit Richard Nixon's head.
Awesome.
And yes, he's a little bit... Spoilers for Nuka World! He's a little bit Mr. Bradbury, the creator of Nuka-Cola, who had his head preserved attached to a machine buried under Nuka World.
All right, so let's
Brad Burton.
let's we take the information. I'm gonna write it down.
I just got a feeling. Does this Hellstrom fellow have anything to do with all of this? Sort of pointing around at the library.
Doesn't look like
It
it.
doesn't look like it. No.
All right. Good.
It looks like Hellstrom had two main lab locations, one in Salt Lake City and one in Denver. You would know that Denver is where the Black Hats are out of, under the command of General Throckmorton. So that's
Nope.
your authoritarian dystopian state there.
Yeah, no. Remember the last time we ran into the Black Hats? Yeah, no.
Tell me about the last time you ran into the Black Hats.
Well, I imagine that as Jonathan changed, has his Texas Rangers thing is translated into having the run-ins with the Black Hats, and they don't like him. I think that Jonathan Change's now kind of like new disdain for authority came from interactions with the Black Hats.
Okay.
Right? I think he busted out like a political prisoner out of like a Black Hat custody and made a whole big mess out of it.
Some like local tribe or settlement leader kind of thing.
Yeah. Like they were coming in to bully them. You were trying to talk me out of it, being like, man, it's not our problem.
Yeah.
And no, government, like, the government of the United States existed for the people, and it's going to do that again. And you know what? I have the right to bear arms against an oppressive government.
Well, I can't argue with
The
that.
Tree of Liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants.
That's right. So yeah, like I imagine it was a big, I imagine it was a big clusterfuck.
Okay, and you would actually be aware that one of the local, or at least local to the area of Nevada that you've been in, Black Hat officers is a guy named Caesar Wolf.
Right.
And the Black Hats are not an official army. They're not even an official militia. They are wasteland scum who come to Throckmorton and basically pledge their allegiance to them. And he sent them out as his private bully boys.
Very much like the black shirts were for Benito Mussolini.
Exactly. And they have no exact political ideology other than General Throckmorton pays well. You know, whenever they come into Denver or one of his held territories, they get free hookers and booze. And he keeps them stocked with the latest firearms.
Yeah, so I imagine I've had a couple of run-ins with Caesar Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we either have to go to Salt Lake City or Denver.
It's just the tone of voice you used there. Gotta go to Utah or we gotta go to Colorado? Ugh.
Well, on the one hand, Salt Lake City. On the other hand, a army of
Fascists.
Yeah, what you said.
Screw it. Utah would be closer, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Utah would be closer
Let's
than
hit
going
to
to
Salt
Colorado.
Lake City. Because remember, we is a walk-in.
Yeah.
Unless you can find buy a car off someone.
Is there a used car dealership around here?
Depends what you can talk the librarians into.
Yeah.
Hey. You still got that puzzle book of yours?
No, it was ruined in the water, remember?
Yeah. It's wrecked, but you still have it.
No, damn it. I threw it at Rufus.
Oh, yeah.
And when he knocked me out. Thanks for that.
Yeah, now I'm reminded.
All right,
I
let's.
miss Rufus.
I won't.
What you gonna do?
So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna flag down assault if I see him.
Yeah, let's go find the guy.
Yeah, you can eventually find Salt. He's eating at like an open air food court.
I sit across from him.
There. You notice one of the things this library has is a lot of cats.
Yeah.
There's this one big Maine Coon up on the table that's literally like pawing at one of his books. He's like, no, you don't play with that. That you don't play with the book. The book is for reading, not for playing. Meow, meow. No, go away, cat. Go away.
Salt, what's with all the cats?
They catch the mice.
Oh, that makes sense, actually. Muscles,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Also, they're very efficient. They're very clean, and they're some
company.
form of companionship. Exactly. Many librarians happen to very much love cats, and so they move them all in here.
Take
After
out a
they...
piece of paper as he's ranting away, slide it in front of him with the address in Salt Lake City.
That's an address.
To Darius Hellstrom's lab.
Yes.
I want to go check it out.
Bring
Well, then, very good for you. I wish you all the best in your journey.
You know who keeps real good records?
Darius Hellstrom.
Salt Lake City is going to the junkyard. That would be... junkers are dangerous people.
Yeah, and so was the last city we went to.
What do we know about these junkers?
Well, the Salt Lake City, now known as the junkyard, is held by a collection of tribals and not exactly raiders called the Junkers, who have been working with the existent power plant there to fuel the community and work with the scrap metal. And oh dear, you're going to try and talk me into driving you there, aren't you?
Pretty
Absolutely.
much. Because the alternative is we drive to Denver.
That doesn't sound like a very conducive thing to your long-term health.
Exactly. And
Yep.
Using what car?
Well, that's where you come
friend.
in.
No. I'm quite done with adventuring at this point in time. I am a librarian after all. I'll go out into the field eventually, but I'm intending to have some...
Come on, Salt. And I do like the, come on.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right, persuasion and my mean, which is 6d10.
Nice.
3.
I love these random NPCs that you guys just latch on to.
All right, so the highest I got is an 8.
If you add 2 chips in, I'll let you add a die to that pool. Because you're trying to convince this guy. Okay, roll one more d10 and add it to your highest number. So...
Oh.
17. Okay, that'll do it. I was looking for a 10 or higher for you. So, yeah, you've recovered your lost wind.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Doesn't head librarian Salt sound good to you?
Yeah, it really does. Bringing back all this information, this sweet, sweet knowledge on one Darius Hellstrom.
No knowledge is better than forbidden knowledge, I can tell you that.
I have been passed over for a promotion on several opportunities. They
Right.
say that I'm far too retiring in nature.
Oh, well, to heck with them.
Yeah.
I know for a fact you got a great nature.
What he said.
Well, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah!
All right, that's our boy.
We'll meet you by your car.
And pack light. Hashtag pack light.
All right, so this will take. Let's wait until tomorrow morning. However, let's get a good night's sleep. It will take several days to drive to Salt Lake City.
Nah, that sounds about right.
That sounds fair, yeah.
Well, if you will, he takes out a piece of paper, writes something down. Give this to Mr. Baumgartner at the at Derek looks up name again at Matt's Inn and Rooming House, and he'll take care of you.
Excellent. Thank
Very
you very
good.
much.
No.
So I imagine we get to Matt's boarding house. We sit down at a table, order some drinks. Hang on a second. pull out like a folding piece of cardboard and hang it over a thing. The Independent. It's like I carry like in a little book like a bunch of like pre-written The Independent. So whatever bar we go at is now The Independent.
Okay, and the night passes. Salt shows up in the morning. He doesn't have a giant bag of books with him.
Excellent.
He has only a small stack of books with him.
That's fine.
Light reading material.
Yeah. Does he still have his shotgun?
Yes.
Excellent. Good boy, Salt.
He moves a lot better without the giant pack of books.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. All right. Look like you're ready to go.
Yes, I am. I have authorization papers for an expedition to the junkyard to gather what materials there may be there and act as a relief shift for the librarians already present.
Oh, there's librarians already there.
Sure, there are librarians everywhere.
All right.
Everywhere there's knowledge that needs to be found.
Very good. Well, Salt, as they say, tally-ho.
And the drive, which takes you back past Carson City.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, boy. How's...
Should we stop in Carson City for the evening? Or Marshall?
how much smoke is on the horizon as we get close?
Oh, there's a decent amount of smoke.
Maybe we should not go. Well,
Now, is that corpse smoke or is that building smoke?
It's hard to tell from this distance.
It's a rhetorical question.
I'm sorry. I feel... Yeah, let's stop in Carson City.
Yeah, at the very least get some grub.
Well, and at the very least, see your sister-in-law.
Well, hopefully that... that letter. Oh, yeah.
So you pull in, the guards let you in. There's like the blood and bullet casings and some body parts just litter the sand outside. They've made a pyre of mutant bodies.
Told you. Corpse smoke.
Inside by the walls, there are people that are still being triaged. I mean, you've been away about 2 days at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up and I'm going to find Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay. Marshall Moran has one arm in a sling. And she's basically just directing the relief and rebuilding efforts on the wall.
Just stay out of...
You two are back already.
We're only passing through.
Aren't you dead yet?
No.
Despite our best efforts.
We're on our way to Salt Lake City. I thought you should know.
Okay, Hellstrom.
Yeah, we found a lead.
What did you find?
Found one of his labs.
And sort of show her a printout of the picture.
That is an old picture of Hellstrom. Yes,
from 1880. What's it?
Before he turned into a robot. Yeah.
Now here's the thing: the guy he's with is the guy that's responsible for us being in this timeline.
Blessed, whatever. Bliss.
Harlan
sure.
Bliss. He ran the Comstock Mining Corporation. He was the one who mined all the ghost rock for this Yahoo.
You don't say.
Now you're seeing it.
And was feeding him all sorts of information.
You think he might still be around too?
I really want him to be. I really want him to be, because I have a couple bullets with his name on it.
What makes you think that he's still around?
Evil like that just doesn't die.
Also, he mentioned robot.
Well, yeah, the thing with Hellstrom with the head on the robot body. I don't know. I only ever saw him at a distance.
I just plan on grilling Hellstrom when I find him, because I'm sure.
Like I said, you find Hellstrom, you shoot that fucker in the head a couple dozen times, like 10 dozen times.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna go and get some grub. Do you want to join us?
Yeah, fine.
I'll buy a shot of bourbon. Least I can do if you're wrecking my car.
You had that coming.
Me? No, he had that coming.
You're with him.
Aiding and abetting.
Last I checked, still a crime around these parts.
Hey now, being a matchmaker.
Look, she looks down at the marshal's star. I happen to say what's the law around these parts.
I'll have you know that I have area knowledge professional law. I'm a lawyer for my time, and I can debate the finer points of the law. And I did not know how I had any prior knowledge that he was sleeping with your sister who was married, which is not a crime.
You introduced us.
Ah, shut the fuck up! You are the worst person to be a lawyer from. Let's just get you that drink.
I don't even need to give you a shovel. You just dig that well on your own.
Well, when you get down so far, you just gotta dig your way out. Dig up, stupid, as they say.
Uh-huh. And Salt's just following behind you. Why do you still have him with you?
Because we needed a car. I mean, he's a good traveling companion.
He's going to be able to find information.
Salt's still humming to himself.
It's always good to have an extra shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your plan? You're just going to find where Hellstrom's lab was, bust in there, and loot the place.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds
my
exactly
favorite
right.
word. I've established it earlier that looting is my favorite word.
Listen, we're just looking for answers in this.
I'd say you guys give me a headache, but I always have a headache.
Should really get that checked out. I hear aspirin is like a really great. I'm just gonna stop talking.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
So I go to the Independent.
Yeah.
Return their sign.
Put the sign back.
God damn it. Okay, boys. You need a better plan than that.
Well, if you got suggestions, Marshall, I'm more than willing to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I actually do. Okay, there's a guy I served with on Banshee. Goes by the name of Remble. Corporal Remple. Last I heard, he was over in the junkyard.
All right.
Working security for them. You find him, he might be able to help you.
All right. Now, how we find this fella? Any way we could...
Well, he's bald. He's gonna probably wear his fatigues most of the time.
What I was getting at is how we're going to encourage him to cooperate.
She undoes the top of her uniform, takes out her dog tags.
Well, I wasn't gonna try and get you in bed this early, but I mean, like, I'll just stop talking now.
Just gonna keep reminding you, Change, I can kill you with my brain.
I just look at that as a challenge.
She just stares at you.
I could have stopped talking now.
Yeah. Good try, buddy.
Okay. I want these back. She tugs the dog tags off and hands them to you.
Thank you much, ma'am. I will ensure these get back to you. Sort of puts him in his waistcoat.
Yeah, you better. Okay. Bourbon. So you take her out drinking.
Yeah.
I am going to try and seduce her. Because I'm dumb.
You're the brains of the operation.
No, Change historically was supposed to be the Luminizer.
That is
right?
true. He is the
Right?
womanizer.
And you've kind of stolen that in season 2 somehow. I don't know how, but...
Well, in the intervening time.
So that's mean plus persuasion, so that's 60-10.
I should let you guys know that she has twice as much wind as either of you.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure. I don't plan on fighting her. She wants to rumble. I'll give up.
I the best of rolls a 7, so...
Is a what?
A 7.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah. Barking up the wrong tree tonight, apparently.
Definitely barking up the wrong tree tonight.
The wrong psychically powered
Yeah.
murderous tree.
Who just went through a horrific battle.
Some people need to blow off steam.
True.
Some do it with bourbon. Some do it by...
Oh,
each other.
no, she drinks both of you under the table.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's impressive.
Like, it's just twice as much wind as you.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Like, the way that... I'm just basing her off the standard Psyker template out of the book. They bought Tough as Nails 5 times.
Good God.
I think it's because most of their powers run off occasionally eating wind.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys pass out in the morning. You find you wake up. You've just been left under the table.
Nice.
So
Literally
typical
drank
Monday
us on the
morning.
table.
Pardon?
It's a typical Monday morning.
Yeah. Mr. Salt is sitting at the table, eating breakfast.
I imagine we both kind of like get up from the table at the same time.
At the same time, either side of him haul ourselves up. I didn't know she could share headaches. Is that a thing all them psychics can do?
I pick up like a thing of like a random shot grass and I just shoot it like the old hair of the dog kind of thing.
Sort of stone gestures for it to be passed over.
Yeah.
Shoot, pulls it up, takes the hair of the dog himself.
Well, you gentlemen store quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that you'd still be here in the morning.
Why is that?
Because I thought that you'd have good sense enough not to drink so much that you'd pass out under a table.
Yeah, you don't know us very well.
No, apparently I don't.
The city just got itself safe. We're about to go off to certain death.
Mushroom?
What kind of mushroom we talking?
It's best not to ask.
Alright. Eat up.
Mostly what he's eating are just like fried mushrooms.
Okay.
No, not even fried because they wouldn't have a lot of oil or
oils.
butter. No, they're grilled.
Yeah.
They're just because mushrooms are easy to
It's
grow.
easy to grow on, yeah.
Literally growing shit.
Yep.
Yep,
And the world's gone to it. Haha.
and decent nutritional value.
Yeah, not bad.
I like mushrooms. It's like my favorite food.
Yeah.
Well then, if we're going to go on this crazy mission of yours, shall we get going?
Yes, we shall.
Crazy mission of ours.
Yes, you're the one who shanghaied me into it in the first place.
Convinced.
Yeah, I remember that time that I shanghaied him into getting all that paperwork done.
Yeah.
Gun to his head.
And you go off to his car and you begin driving again. Both of you give me a... Wes, give me scrutinize. Will give me straight cognition.
That scrutinizes me like 5d12.
I got a 6.
That was only
Not a D8, so not a reroll.
You're telling me that I need higher than an 8, huh?
11.
Okay. You spot the tail after a while. There isn't a whole lot of traffic, but there is enough kind of driving around. No, people aren't keeping within car lengths of each other, but you're pretty sure that that vehicle that you see coming up in the distance was one that you saw last night in Carson City. And you're pretty sure you didn't see anyone near it when you left. And they're definitely following you. They're not just driving in a vaguely similar direction.
We got a tail.
Oh, hell. What can you tell? What can we see about this vehicle?
It's a actually kind of looks almost like a Humvee.
Is it painted black?
No, it's got like multiple different body
Okay, all
panels that have been
sorts of
replaced.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, the black hats don't always drive around in black vehicles.
I know, but I like to imagine.
Oh, please tell me that's not black hats. Please.
Well, you didn't see any black hats in Carson City, but then again, all you have to do is take off the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, our luck ain't so great, so whoever it is, I don't think they just want to have a little picnic out here in the scrub.
No. What do you think we should do?
Keep on driving, but
I can only get so much speed out of this thing.
Don't try and...
yeah, it's not about running them. Just if they just want to follow and have a little look, that's fine for now.
I just keep an eye on them.
Yeah, it's got like a big old whip antenna on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on a second. Does Stone understand telecommunications enough?
I'm gonna guess probably not.
No, probably not. Until we find out what sort of flag they're going to fly on that thing, I think we bide our time.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you got some tricks up your sleeve there, Salt, to lose them.
I'm sorry, we're in an open stretch of road, desert, and rail.
Yeah.
How exactly do you propose I lose them?
I don't know. You're the brains of the operation.
Actually, I'm the brains of the operation. There's no way you can lose them like that.
Well, no, of course. But I mean, there's coulees and culverts all over the place, all sorts of shell holes and such.
Let's just keep to the road. Drive casual.
I'm driving in the middle of a post-apocalyptic wasteland. I'm about as casual as it can be.
That's true.
Exactly, Salt.
All right, so we drive on and keep an
Yeah,
eye.
you drive on. You hit the junkyard without this vehicle actually getting you. They pull back a little just before you get there, so you don't actually see what happens after you drive in through the giant gates around used to be Salt Lake City. You drive past the suburbs. The suburbs are all wrecked. But the city proper has been encased in a fortified defensive wall that is actually far, far more high-tech than the, 6 cars piled on top of each other that Carson City uses as standard.
Yeah. These guys actually poured some concrete.
Yeah. What's more, they have lights.
Ooh.
Like electric lights.
That's legitimately fascinating.
And the gate itself runs on like full electric hydraulics.
Oh, wow.
Not like a couple guys,
And like a donkey if they're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you drive in, and a guard stops you. You're stopped by a couple guards on either side of the car. They're still dressed in hodgepodge armor, but their weapons are definitely of much better quality than what you see out in Carson City. If you want to compare Carson City to something like Diamond City or Good Neighbor, this is more like actually coming into New Vegas.
Right.
What's your purpose here? They ask Salt. Oh, Nathaniel Salt, librarian. Librarian, eh? Yes, indeed. And he holds up his little tablet phone thing that just shows his ID across it. Huh. Got a few librarians in here already. Yes, I'm their relief support. Sent from Sacramento. Who are these two in the back?
His bodyguards.
Yep. And a book carrier.
Uh-huh. What's your names?
It's Sergeant Wade Stone.
Jonathan Change.
Sergeant. Look a little less grizzled than most of the folks we see coming off.
Yeah, well, the war I was fighting was a little different.
Uh-huh. Well, rules in junkyard, pretty much the same as anywhere. You don't start trouble, we won't end trouble. You don't steal, you don't kill, you don't attack. And you have yourselves a good time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You drive into the junkyard, and you can see why it's called the junkyard, is that everything around here has been remodeled from scrap. The cars going around are like those cyberpunk remodeled vehicles you'd see in stuff like Dark Angel, where people have changed around where the gas tanks are, and a lot of them are like modded dune buggies and stuff, very low energy vehicles, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Some of them just have like solar panels covering the tops of them. This is many times the size of Carson City's settlement.
Yeah, this is like a real legit city size stuff.
Yeah, and there's full power. Like there are lights everywhere. There's neon signs. Every like 3 blocks is a church.
Stone's a little freaked out by all of this.
Yeah, so am I. Like,
This is the biggest city you've ever been in your life.
Like,
Yeah.
I've probably read a little bit about it and like heard about it from stories. Like,
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's way different than I imagined.
Yeah, and like we're used to gaslight, but like this is like we've been exposed to some electric light at this point, but not like this.
Yeah, this is just like open, wanton, easy use of electric power.
Yeah. Man, the world must have been something before it all went to hell.
Yeah, right.
Salt pulls into a parking lot in front of what used to be the Salt Lake City Public Library,
Nice.
which now has a sign outside saying that it is the junkyard branch of the Grand Library of Sacramento. Well, gentlemen, this is where I'm going to leave you.
All right. Best of luck, Salt.
When you get off your little babysitting shift.
I can't say. Do you need me to...
Thank you for
Oh, I'm
volunteering.
already in for a penny, in for a pound. Do you need me to find one of the pages to assist you?
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Of course. And he leads you inside. There's probably... You figure there are only probably like 2 or 3 librarians here, but there are a bunch of kids, somewhere between the ages of about 12 and 16, who are being like little newsy caps that are running around. They're plugging information into either computers or typewriters, and it's all very industrious. There's a board up along one side that lists the services they provide.
Nice.
Oh, child labor. Welcome back.
Yeah.
What do you mean, welcome back? It was going strong in your time.
Yeah.
This is true.
You never even noticed the difference.
Yeah, this is true.
He grabs one of the kids, can't be more than like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And he is equally as grubby as everyone else. Excuse me, Paige? Cage listens. Yes, sir. These are my associates. I'm going to need your assist. They are new to the junkyard and need their help with the lay of the land. Well, of course, sir. If head librarian Corbett says that it's all right, I'm sure that he will. Just assist them for the time being, please. Yes, sir. Of course, librarian. Thank you. Have a pleasant day.
Howdy, little fella. What's your name?
Oh, most people just call me Lan, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, Lan.
Well, I'm Jonathan. It's my friend Wade. We're looking for a place very specific around here. This address.
Oh, well, hell, that's old Hellstrom Labs.
Yes.
Yeah. You got any maps of it? Tell us anything about it.
Well, yeah, sure. I think we still have some of the brochures for the old tours they used to do.
That'd be fantastic.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I'll go get them for you.
Thank you.
You slip the kid like $1 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he comes back.
Damn kids are getting expensive. Back in my time, it was a 10-pence piece.
Inflation. And he has a couple faded pamphlets.
Nice.
Hellstrom Labs, the
birthplace of tomorrow.
Exactly what you'd expect to get at like Stark Tower kind of thing.
Yeah.
Great. We've got the evil version of Dr. Thaddeus Venture.
So yeah, spread her open, get a look at the place.
Yep.
Now, of course, it's a tourist map, so it's not going to go into all the gory detail. But like, how big is this place?
It's big. It's a giant, like, geodesic dome in the middle of the city.
Oh, cool.
Or at least what is now the middle of the city. They built up the junkyard around it. It looks like a rocket might have taken out a piece of it at some point. But you could actually see it when you came into town. It dominates the skyline.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. Well, we didn't know what we were looking at. It's a big old
Oh!
dome.
Look out the window.
Oh, that's what that is.
Huh. What goes on in there nowadays?
Well, that's where most of the power plant work is done. Keeping the lights on.
Yeah, gotta do that.
They got those those new tech whatchamacallits, the ghost rock generators in there.
You don't say.
Yeah. How do they get that ghost rock in there?
I don't know. I think they're still using all the same fuel they had there originally.
Well, I guess that's...
I mean, mister, I'd love to tell you more, but I'm 10.
No, it's all good, kid.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I love how children in fiction are always way more helpful than children actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever talked to a kid about...
Yeah.
All right. I noticed on this here map, there's all sorts of these little things. Apparently are toilets.
Yeah.
And those are usually hooked up to pipes, right?
Yes. I guess.
They're you get sewer maps?
I wouldn't know.
But, like, in the library, could you find out?
I guess you'd probably have to pay for the reference service.
How much we talking?
I love you guys are like, oh my god, we're spending more money on library services than we are on bullets.
I've only used, like, one.
It's okay. I'm sure the shooting's coming.
Oh, yeah.
You already killed at least one person and started a war.
I guess, yeah, we did start a war.
It was a small little war, but it was a war.
All right. Yeah, how much is this going to set us back?
A bit.
Okay.
Not even.
But it's not going to totally bankrupt us.
No.
All right, yeah, so we pay up, and...
One of the librarians bustles over to you and lays out a map. And this is the old Salt Lake City sewer system.
All right. And so then, yeah, taking a look at where the tunnels go under the Hellstrom Labs dome.
Yeah.
Do they, or is it independent?
It's independent.
Of course it is.
Well, it's worth a try.
Well, there's always just walking in through the front.
I mean, you do have that contact of Marshall
Yeah.
Moran's as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're going to check him out next.
yeah. Where would we find him, I wonder?
Yeah.
Corporal Rempel, well, she did say he was with the security services. So.
Yeah, so let's go find... Hey, kid, where's the security service key?
I'll take you there, mister.
Oh,
Yeah,
excellent.
come on.
And the kid leads you through, like, winding streets.
Yeah, what's the kid's name again?
Lan?
Oh, Lan, that's it. So, Lan, what'd you do around the library?
Oh, I'm a page, mister. It's good money, and especially because my pa's sick.
Oh, yeah, radiation?
That's, yeah, that and other stuff.
Yeah. Never rains, but it pours.
And he eventually leads you up to, it used to be the old courthouse. Mm-hmm. And now it's basically been taken over as the Security Services Command Center.
Nice.
I go and I'm like, hey, kid, here, and I hand him a $5 to cure your dad.
Oh, thanks, mister. I mean, I can help you find your way around town more if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just
And if you ever need me and I ain't around, just check at the library. I'm there almost all the time.
yeah, I'm sure we'll see you. All right, kid. We'll be back to the library in a bit if we're going to see you. All right.
All right, you take care now.
And I walk into the security thing,
Yeah.
looking for the description of a bald guy in military fatigues that matches the description.
Or you could just ask after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask for him.
All right. They got a guy who's basically just being desk sergeant.
Yeah. Looking for Corporal Rempel?
Rempel. Yeah. What you need with him? I mean, he done something lately? Wait, you guys aren't filing any kind of complaints against him, are you?
No.
Just want to talk.
Just need to talk to him. That's all. Nothing.
Bringing some news from a friend.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Well, he ain't here now, but he'll be back on shift in a couple hours.
Look around. Is there a watering hole right across from this place?
There's a cop bar, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, the independent.
We'll water ourselves over there. We'll come back in a couple hours. All right.
Well, out of curiosity, what's he up to? Just on patrol, or?
He's off.
Ah, yeah. Any chance we might find him at any of the local establishments?
Couldn't say.
Well, fair enough. Thanks for trying.
Yep. And I don't know. It's called like the Bitter Spring or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's...
Yeah. Another sign over where we're sitting. The Independent.
It almost feels too silly. And it's full of guys. They're all still pretty much wearing security services uniforms. They've all got... all of them have either a pistol or a shotgun. And they also have, like, big, probably electrified nightsticks.
Nice.
Like shock batons. And they've... Like, there are helmets sitting on bars and tables, and...
Yeah.
They're drinking, and all eyes turn to you as you walk in.
Hey boys, how you doing?
Hey, and Stone reaches into his sort of waistcoat and pulls out his old sergeant's chevrons, which he like straps onto his arm again.
What'll it be?
Yeah, if you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Got a lot of it. Bourbon's relatively easy to make. And once again, the top shelf Dr. Peppers.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to try that. It's just so expensive.
Yeah, right.
To put it this way, I believe in the book the cost is... And I have to bring this up because it's so ridiculous. It's like the cost of a bourbon is $5. The cost of a Dr. Pepper is something like $100.
Holy crap.
Oh, God.
The Dr. Pepper actually removes radiation damage.
Oh, weird. I'll have to remember that whenever I'm in a real nuclear situation. Get the Dr. Pepper! Get it! I read it in a Deadlands book. It'll cure radiation.
Okay, no, wait, I was wrong. A whiskey, an old world whiskey, is $100+. A new whiskey is $2. A loaf of bread is $10. A day's supply of mill rats is $20. An old soda, because they're certainly not making it anymore, is $50. And a Dr. Pepper is $100.
Insane.
The costs don't even make any sense in this book. The Dr. Pepper costs as much as a duster, a pair of boots, or a pair of running shoes, or a compass. The costs don't even remotely make any sense. To give another example, a shotgun will cost you 1 Dr. Pepper. For the cost of 1 Dr. Pepper, you could also buy a pistol, a lever-action rifle, a grenade, or a sword.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Or 109mm bullets.
Find a Dr. Pepper truck still full with bottles. Like, I'm rich!
Yeah, man.
I'm rich!
It's pretty much like finding a Nuka-Cola truck in Fallout.
That's true.
Yeah. All right.
And you wait a couple hours, head back over to the police station, check in. You're met by a very lanky, wiry man. Bald head, military fatigues under his standard issue junkyard guard armor. Mm-hmm. Name's Rempel. Understood you were looking to see me?
Yeah. Where's the...
Yeah, pull out the dog tags. Marshal Moran sent us. Don't worry, she gave these of her own free will.
You know Sergeant Moran?
Matter of fact, I do.
Yeah, we're good friends.
Not as good as some of us would like, but...
What do you want?
We need into the...
Old Hellstrom lab.
Uh-huh. Why's that?
Looking for answers.
A lot of them.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I owe the Sarge one for what she did on Banshee.
Well, see, now I gotta know. As I said, we...
And he gives you that, like, 1,000-yard stare, really. No, you don't want to know.
I can tell from your look I do. I do know.
Yeah, okay. Alright, come on. Let's see what we can do. And he leads you off towards Hellstrom Labs, and that's where we're going to end it for this episode.
Excellent.
Nice.
I'm Derek the Barbarian Muse, and I've been your marshal for this, the 3rd episode of Deadlands, Hell on Earth, The Adventures of Change in Stone, Season 2. We don't know how rock music works.
No,
and we are Wild Stallions!
Yeah, pretty much.
More like, we are Terrible Warriors! And my Terrible Warriors are...
Will Mitchell.
And West Gun.
Be seeing you.
Terrible Warriors is new episodes every Tuesday and every Thursday, and Change in Stone will return for one more spit in the bucket on Thursdays. At which point the entire campaign, of course, goes onto our Patreon page, as well as the secret debrief episodes, so you can know what Derek, Wes, and Will had to think about this game. And if you come back to us on Tuesday, we've got a whole new thing ready for you. Chosen by our Patreon supporters. It's a game without a GM, and without a predetermined plot or really anything written down. An improvised crime drama set in a town of our own creation in a game called Norlandia. And I'll let you know, the campaign title we settled on after playing this story of ours is a case we like to call Smoke and Mirrors. Norlandia is on Tuesday, but don't worry, Masks is also on Tuesday. We alternate on Tuesday, switching back and forth between 2 ongoing campaigns. Masks is our superhero story about teenage superheroes set in a city of superheroes besieged by the influence of their peers and their adults, and why won't anyone just let them be? Well, things got a little hairy last time, and now they're also on the run. It wouldn't be a Terrible Warrior campaign unless you ended up being a fugitive at the end, am I right? And of course, you can stay up to date on all of our developments and future games that we are getting ready as we enter into the warmer months of spring. It is going to get warmer, right? This winter isn't going to last forever. Right, you can follow us on Twitter at Dice Warriors to get those updates I just mentioned, as well as TerribleWarriors.com with our schedule, our archive of adventures, and if you would like to be a Patreon supporter and help make this show possible, you can join that exclusive club by visiting patreon.com/terriblewarriors. You will get access to the secret debrief episode. You will get access to the complete campaigns edited without me talking between each episode. Yeah, that'll save you time. And you can even be a named NPC character, and we'll be sending out those postcards soon as I get my computer fixed, as well as potentially even being a guest on this show, sitting here at the table, becoming the next Terrible Warrior. Those are all on the Patreon page. Today's Terrible Warriors: Derek Burrow, Will Mitchell, and Wes Gunn. And together, they are the adventures of Change and Stone. So Wes is Change, Will is Stone. Does that make Derek the adventure? I'll just leave that question unanswered. Thank you for listening to the Terrible Warriors.